Deeper dimensions of mediumship. Mediumship's prime aim is, of course, to prove survival after death of the physical body. But is this the whole of what mediumship is about? If all life, including not only realms of human life, but also the natural world, of which we are a part, are expressions of the spirit, it then follows that it would be beneficial to expand our understanding of the spirit world in order to awaken to other spheres of awareness that link us profoundly with life and its evolvement. In the light of such an inclusion and awareness, I feel it is important to reassess the central core of mediumship, so it not only includes messages of human survival, but explores other essential fields of unfoldment. I am thinking here of areas which are not just message or human-focused, but encompass more than mediumistic and human life. For I believe that without this wider embrace, it will be difficult to move healthily forward in our development. The message of the spirit. If we look at the early years of modern spiritualism, we find accounts of spirit communicators bringing not only messages about continuous human progression and survival, but also seeking to encourage a recognition of the profound unity we have with all people and all life. Many reports of early spirit communicators show them focusing on wide topics of spirituality and displaying a deep interest in Earth's physical evolvement, as well as human ideas and beliefs, spiritual, religious, social, scientific, and political, and how these affect us. They displayed an awareness of how some nations developed a false sense of human, religious, and/or racial superiority, and how such things are harmful as they cause an unhealthy separation between people and promote a separation of humans from the natural world. If we consider how there are still growing divisions in the world and a rise in environmental damage, we as representatives of the spirit need to consider working against such activities and consider promoting the unity that is recognized and propounded by the spirit. Ultimately, there is no true separation between people and other life, either in this life or after physical death. We are essentially one spirit that is without boundaries and interconnected equally with all. These deeper dimensions of spirituality and mediumship require us to work healthily on ourselves in order to overcome limiting perceptions and cultivate an openness that is capable of embracing our true being and spiritual potential so they can be realized, embodied, and wholesomely expressed. Spirituality and mediumship, their development and unfoldment, need to be understood as paths for bringing about these changes of perception that awaken us to wholesome transformation. Until such a healthy point of attunement is established, we will obviously not be able to implement and live deeper levels of unfoldment. In order to reach such a stage, we need to look at what is happening within our lives and our psychological selves, as both spirituality and mediumship connect with the mind and the whole of our existence, and are influenced by and expressed through numerous levels of life and experience. If we allow it, mediumistic phenomena will seek through the deeper levels of our being to bring about changes in our perceptions, beliefs, and any inhibiting qualities we have. Though it should be mentioned that this happens without demand, as the choice and responsibility for embracing such changes are left up to us to make. Healthy approaches. Healthy approaches to mediumship are about considering whether we are merely the products of others who may have trained, spoken, and/or lectured to us about its unfoldment, and what it does or does not include. As no two people are the same, no two people's paths will ever be identical. What might be beneficial for one person might not be for another. From my experience as a teacher, I have found it helpful to examine things from the individual perspectives of my students and to encourage them to explore their own experiences, strengths, interests, knowledge, and potential in order to discover their own insights about their growth. Through this, they develop their mediumship in openly unique ways that do not require them to leave things out that they may hold as important, such as other fields of knowledge, development, and spirituality. Instead of being restricted by aims to make everyone work, think, and teach in the same way, which is psychologically unhealthy, they are able to become mediums and teachers that embrace more inclusive realms of activity. I make this point because of concerns I have about focusing solely upon human survival to the exclusion of other fields of development, and the oneness and survival of all life, and the responsibilities we share for the welfare and harmony of all. When we look deeply into mediumship, we discover that it in fact connects with numerous spheres of existence. The spirit world permeates all, not merely spirit communication. Of course, there are different opinions people have, but an acceptance of difference is not the same as promoting a one-cap-fits-all ideal. Because mediumship touches every level of human life, the spirit world is interested in the welfare, mentally, physically, and spiritually, of the whole of our being and the whole of our earth life. For I have often noticed, which I am sure the early pioneers of spiritualism must have also observed, those in the spirit world endeavoring to make us aware of how interrelated and interested they are in all levels of existence. Ongoing unfoldment, central principles within different branches of spiritualism need to be examined in the light of individual experience and contemporary understandings about life and living. Some principles are universal and have been taught since the earliest days of spiritual insight, such as compassion, unity in diversity, and kindness to other people and species. However, some principles may need to change with time as new wisdom about spirituality, creation, life, and the psychological makeup of our being are discovered. Because of this, we will need to turn our attention within and look within our mediumistic and spiritual growth at the development of our beliefs and understanding about unfoldment. This naturally encourages us to be open to numerous possibilities of potential and nurturing change, spiritual maturity, and embracing teachings that are relevant to our current age. Within this, we can look at what the deeper levels of spiritual insights and mediumship can encourage, not only within ourselves, but also others. For me, mediumship is not just a gift or an ability, but a sacred vocation. This sacredness, I feel, needs to become the foundation of all that we strive for in life. It isn't necessarily about being religious or about beliefs, but basing our unfoldment on experience and an authentic understanding of what mediumship can truly mean in the here and now of contemporary life. Through such understanding, we may then, with open minds, allow ourselves to present the intention to serve the spirit world in the truest ways we can. And within this, we can then allow ourselves to become more aware of the harmony and interconnectedness that exists in all, to allow for the spirit in all to inspire us and express possibilities of awakening that are within us and all things at all times.